Welcome back to another video session related to database management system, that is components of database management system. In this database environment, we have to observe that many different components are involved in this environment, that is hardware, software, procedures, data and interacting the number of peoples within the database. Okay, so what are the major components of database system environment? There are majorly 5 different components of the database system environment. What are they? One is the hardware, software, people, procedures and data. So there are majorly 5 different components of the database system environment: hardware, software, people, procedure and data. Let us discuss each and every component in detail. Okay, the very first one is hardware. What is meant by hardware? So hardware refers to all the physical components of the computer system is called the hardware. All the physical components of the computer system, okay, we call it as a hardware. So for example, computers like supercomputer, mini computer, workstations, servers, all these are the hardware components. And printers are the hardware components. And network devices are the hardware components. So what are the network devices? Switches, routers, hubs, fiber optics, all are the network devices. And other storage devices. All these are the different hardware components. Okay, computers, printers, network devices and storage devices and so on. Okay, all these are the physical components of the computer system. Okay, and next one is software. What is meant by a software? The set of programs are called the software. So to design a database, 3 different types of softwares are needed in the database environment. What are they? First one is operating system software, DBMS software, application programs and utility softwares. Utility softwares are the different softwares are involved in the database environment. There are majorly 3 types of softwares are involved. What are they? One is operating system software, DBMS software and application programs and utilities. So what is operating system? So it manages the hardware and software components of the computer system is called the operating system. Okay, so for example Unix, Linux, Mac OS, all are the different operating systems. Okay, Unix operating system, Linux operating system, Mac OS operating system. Okay, all these operating systems are involved in the database system environment. And next one is the DBMS software. Okay, so why DBMS software? The DBMS software manages the database within the database system environment. Okay, so the DBMS should use in this environment, because without DBMS software we cannot access the data within the database. Okay, so these are the one of the important component. and next one is the application programs and utility softwares. The application programs and utility softwares are used to access the data within the database environment, and the utility software are used to manage the database system computer components with the help of utility softwares. Okay, the application programs are used to access the data within the database. Okay, and whereas the utility softwares, it is a tools to manage the database system computer components. Okay, and next component is procedure. The third component is procedure. Okay, so what is the meaning of procedures? So procedures are the instructions and the rules that govern the design and use of database system. Okay, so how to use the database system can be described in the procedures. It is, we can follow the rules, we can follow the instructions about the database. Okay, so what is the meaning of procedures? Procedures are the rules that instructs the how the data system is used. Okay, and next one, data. So what is the meaning of data? Already you know. So the word data covers it is the raw facts. Okay, so it is the raw facts that store in the database, because data are the raw material to produce the information. Without data, we cannot produce the information within the database system environment. That's why we need data in this environment. Okay, so how many components are discussed now? 4 components are discussed now. One is the hardware, software, procedure, and data. Now we are discussing about interacting persons within the database. Okay, people interacting with the database. So there are basically 4 different types of persons are involved in the database system environment. So one is DBA, that is database administrator, database designer, database manager, and database users. Again, the database users can be classified into 2 types. One is application programmers and next one is the end users. Again, the end users classified into 3 types. What are they? One is sophisticated end users, specialized end users, and Navy end users. Okay, so the people interacting with the database administrator, database designer, database manager, database users. So the users can be classified into 2 types. One is application programmers, and next one is the end users. So end users again classified into 3 types. One is sophisticated end users, specialized end users, and Navy end users. So let us discuss each and every person. Okay, first one, database administrator. So the database administrator is a person to control the complete database system environment. Okay, so who is the database administrator? Database administrator is a person having central control of data and programs accessing the data within the database environment. So the database administrator main responsibility is to access the data within the database environment. Okay, so he can maintain the responsibility of technical aspects of the database system. Okay, so what are the major objectives of the database administrator is to control the database system environment. Okay, so to control the database system environment, to standardize the database and its components. And next one, to support the development and maintenance of the database applications and to ensure the documentation of standards and implementation is up to date. Okay, so that means the database must be maintained up to date information. Okay, and what are the responsibilities of the database administrator? Okay, so the database administrator can maintain integrity, security and availability of the data. Okay, so the database must be protected from the accidents. Okay, so from the hackers or input or programming errors and malicious use of the database and hardware and software from the data to be corrupted. That means we can protect the within the database by using the database administrator. So what are the main responsibilities of the database administrator? Okay, authorizing access to the database. That means only authorized users can access your database. Unauthorized users cannot access your data. Next one, coordinating and monitoring the use of database environment. Okay, every day he can coordinate each and every component and monitor that component up to date. Next one, acquiring how the hardware and the software resources are needed. And the very important responsibility is to backup and recovery. So backup, so every day it uses the backup and recovery. Okay, so if the data is lost, we can apply the recovery procedures and get back your data back. Okay, so this is the main responsibilities of the database administrator. And another one is database designer. Database designer. So the database designer can facilitate, he can interact with each and every user and with a group of users interact with number of persons. Okay, each group of people have different views. All these views are combined and analyze the views and satisfies all the requirements of the users. There are two different database designers. One is the logical database designer and next one is the physical database designer. So what is logical database designer? The logical database designer are one who identifies the data and relationship among the data. And next, physical database designer decides how to represent logical database physically. That means the internal representation of the database can be mounted by the database designer, physical database designer. And next one is the database manager. Okay, so the database manager is a program module which provides the interface between the low-level programming stored in the database and the application programs and queries about the database. Okay, so the major responsibilities of the database manager is to integrity enforcement, security enforcement and backup and recovery. Okay, so these are the responsibilities of the database manager. Okay, integrity enforcement, security enforcement and backup and recovery. And another one is the database users. Okay, so the database users are the people who need information from the database. Those persons are called as database users. Okay, the database users can be classified into two types here. One is the application programmers and next one is the end users. Who is the application programmers? The persons who are writing the application programs with the help of the programming languages, that is COBOL, Pascal, C. So those persons are called as application programmers. And next one is the end users. Who is the end users? So end users are classified into three types. One is sophisticated end user, navy end user, and specialized end users. So first one is the sophisticated end users. Sophisticated end users are the end users having the application programs to access the database. And specialized end users. Specialized end users are the users. Specialized end users having the main component to access the database. Okay. And next one is with the specialized programming applications. And navy users does not having any application program to access the data. It has a permanent application programs to access the database. Okay, so these are the different end users involved in the database environment. Okay, so what are the components we are now discussing? That is hardware, software, procedure, data, and peoples involved in the database system environment. I hope you are understanding this concept. So in the previous, we are discussing about the components of the database management system. So what are the components involved in the database management system? Hardware, software, procedure, people, and data. So another important one is interfaces of database management system. So the user interacts with database through the interfaces. The database system is divided into two modules. What are the modules? One is storage management and another one is the query processor. Storage management. The storage management works as an interface between the data stored in the database and the application through storage components. So what are the components involved in the database management system? That means the transaction manager, authentication manager, integrity manager, file manager, and the buffer manager. So transaction management. So what is the transaction? It ensures that the data remains consistent state even if the system failed. Okay, so the database transaction manager can maintain the data in a consistent manner. So the transaction manager manages the execution of the database request. The transaction manager function is to ensure the concurrent execution of the transaction without any conflicts. Okay, so without any conflicts, the database transaction manager can maintain your data. And next one is the file manager. Okay, so what are the responsibilities of the file manager? The file manager allocates some space on the disk storage. Okay, so files are used to store collection of similar data. Already you know about files. So collection of files are used to store the collection of similar data. So the file management manages the files for enter and restore the information. So we can access the data within the file. Okay. So another one is in the file manager we can create. We have to apply some operations. So to create a file, to delete a file, to update a file, and retrieving records from the file. Okay. So and next one is authentication management. What is the meaning of authentication? Only the authorized users can access the data. Okay. And next one is the integrity management. So it handles integrity constraints on data. Okay, the data within a database must be in a consistent state. Okay, reliable state, accurate state. The reliability can be maintained with the help of some integrity constraints in the database environment. Okay, and next one is the buffer manager. So buffer manager means it is buffer manager responsible for transferring of data from disk storage into main memory. So disk storage to main memory, the responsibility can be taken by buffer manager. So the storage management uses some data structures. What are the data structures it follows? One is the data files, and then next data dictionary and the indices. Okay, so these are the components of the storage manager. In this environment, another module is the query processor. Okay, so query processor means the processing of queries. Okay, so we have some interfaces we are using. So compilers and interpreters we are using for query execution. Okay, so first one is interpretation of DDL statements. Interpretation of DDL statements. So what is the meaning of DDL? Data definition language statements. Okay, so DML is another language. Okay, so both DDL and DML languages are related to SQL. Okay, so we will discuss you later on. Okay, so first one, interpretation of DDL statement. The DDL statement to written by database administrator to define the schema are interpreted and stored in the data dictionary. Okay, so schema, here what is the meaning of schema? Schema is nothing but entire database. Okay, so the entire database can be monitored by the database administrator only. Okay, and next one is the compiler of DML statements. So the DML converts the DML statement into low level instructions. It performs query optimization. It performs the query optimization. Okay, so the DML can convert the DML statement. That means it can be converted into low level instructions programming. Okay, and the very important component is the query evaluation engine. Okay, so all these operations are performed by only query evaluation engine. So the compiler converts DML statement and the instructions which are evaluated by all these requests are evaluated by only query evaluation engine. So this is the main execution component of the database system environment. So in this environment we are seeing, so these are the different users. So already we discussed about the users, Navy users, application programmers, sophisticated users, and database administrator. So all these are the application programs. Okay, and these are the two modules. One is the query processor and next one is the storage manager. Okay, so these are the interfaces used in the database system environment to store the data. Okay, so I hope you are understanding this concept. Thank you. Another concept of database management system is to DBMS architecture. The DBMS architecture helps in design, development, implementation and maintenance of the database. So the database is completely depends on its structure only. Okay, so a database can store the critical information. So it can store the normal data and as well as the critical data. We have to select the correct database architecture for quick and secure access of data. So if you want to access the data very quickly, we have to use the best architecture of the database. Okay, there are mainly three types of architectures are involved in the database environment. So what are they? First one is one type or single tier architecture, two tier architecture and three tier architecture. Three tier architecture. So one tier or single tier architecture, two tier architecture and three tier architecture. Okay, so let us discuss each and every architecture in detail. The first one is one tier architecture or single tier architecture. The simplest database architecture are one tier, where the client, server and database all resides on the same machine. Okay, so all these three, that means the client, server and database, all these components are involved in a single system only. Okay, so that means this is the computer system. So all these components, that means the client, this is the database. This is the database. Okay, so anytime we can install the database in your system and access it to practice SQL queries. Okay, so there is no interaction with any of the components. We can directly interact with this database and access it. Okay, so no need to maintain any components here. Okay, so these type of architectures are rarely used. Okay, so it is not commonly used architecture. Okay, so this is a single tier architecture or one tier architecture. This is very simplest architecture. Okay, so the next one is two tier architecture. The next one is a two tier architecture. In two tier architecture is the architecture, it has contains two different levels. Okay, so one is the presentation layer and another one is the data stored on the server. Okay, so there are two levels here. One is the presentation layer. So that means personal computers, laptops, okay, so tablets are presented in the presentation layer. And next one is the data stored on a server. Data stored on a server. So there are two layers. That means assume that this is the first level and this is the second level. Okay, so this is the client and this is the server. Okay, so this is the server. So the client always interacts with the database. The clients always interacts with the database. So here an application interface which is called ODBC. Okay, an application interface which is used, we call it as ODBC. What is ODBC? Object Database Connectivity. Okay, object database connectivity we are using here. Okay, so an application that allows the client side program to call the database. Okay, so it is a program to call the database. So the database is located in the server. So how can I access this database with the help of ODBC application interface. What is ODBC? Open Database Connectivity. So with this help of this application interface, we can access this data to present on the client side. So this type of architecture is called the client server architecture. Okay, so this is the client side system and this is the server side system. Okay, so in this environment, we are discussing about the two-tier architecture provides an additional security to the DBMS. Okay, so it is not exposed to the end users. Okay, that means we cannot access the data within the database directly. Okay, so this is the actual server. This is the actual server. So this is the client. As I said, this is the client one. Okay, we are using the ODBC connectivity, and number of users can access this database through the ODBC connectivity, ODBC application. So in this architecture, we can see that the server is connected with the client. Okay, so the server is connected to the number of clients here. So what are the advantages of this architecture? These architectures provide the direct communication between the server and the client. And the another important architecture is the three-tier architecture. The three-tier architecture is an extension of the two-tier architecture. It is an extension of the two-tier architecture. So here only one server we are maintained, one database, and one client here we are maintained in the two-tier architecture. Whereas in three-tier architecture we are using three layers. One is the presentation layer, and another one is the application layer, and next one is the database server. Okay, so another one is three-tier architecture. In the two-tier architecture, we have only two layers. One is the presentation layer, and next one is the database layer. But whereas in three-tier architecture, we have three layers are present. So one is the presentation layer, application layer, and next one is the database layer. Okay, so database layer. So application layer. So what is an application layer? So already you know this is the client layer. Okay, so which contains personal computers, mobiles, tablets, laptops. Okay, so this is the presentation layer. Next, application layer. That means which contains the server. Okay, so database layer. So this is the database. Okay, so the architecture is so this is the client. This is a client system. This is the server, and this is the database. This is the database. The client sends a request to the database. Okay, so the client interacts with the server. So all the requests are received by server and sends to the database for processing. Okay, so all the requests are performed in the database, and the response or result goes back to the server and presented on the client side. Okay, so in between client and the database there are a server you have to maintain. That means all the requests sent by the client can received by server to database, and database can process all the requests and sends back that request to the client via the server. Okay, here we are maintaining one server. Okay, so there is a multi-tier architecture level. We have to maintain number of servers. In the distributed environment, we are using number of servers we have to maintain to access the data within the database. So, in DBMS architecture consists application layer between the user and the DBMS, which is responsible for communicating the user's request to the DBMS system and sends the response from the DBMS to the user. The application layer also proceeds functional logic, constraints and rules before passing data to the user. Three-tier architecture is the most popular DBMS architecture. Okay, so what are the goals of three-tier architecture? So it is program data independent. Okay, and the three-tier architecture supports multiple views of data. It can support multiple views. So what are the examples of three-tier architecture? So we can have to take any large website on the internet. So it follows the three-tier architecture. Okay, that means multiple users can access the database. Okay, through its server. Okay, so I hope you are understanding this concept. Thank you.